In response to Rolling Stone's request for comment, Stuckey wrote on Twitter that the trend of conservatives increasingly discussing trans issues is a reaction to its increasing prominence in the mainstream thanks to the relentless activism of the left, and not the other way around. No. We're talking about, like, what is it, under 2% of the population? Y'all are obsessed with trans people. Right-wingers are now just starting to really turn up their whole, like, we've always hated the queers, but now we have a new entry point. We've always wanted to control women, but now we have a new way of expressing that. Yeah. Alright, let's move on to Rolling Stone. Just put out a hit piece, apparently, on a bunch of people, but Matt Walsh thinks it's personal. A few minutes into the documentary, What is a Woman? Matt Walsh has been striding into the woods with a fishing rod, his plaid shirt vest and close crop beard giving off lumberjack dad energy. I like to come out here, to think, he intones as he casts a line into the water. Nature seems to always tell the truth, even when we don't want to hear it. Uh-oh, well, did you know that there are trans animals in nature? We won't get there. He then asks himself a series of rhetorical, seemingly joking questions about gender and identity. Is there a son trapped in my daughter's body? If so, how do I get him out? Are there any kids who claim to be? So that begins the film, which premiered June 2022, and features Walsh prepping a series of healthcare providers, politicians, LGBTQ+ activists with questions intended to expose what he refers to as, quote, an insane ideological cult of gender ideology. Walsh travels the world asking people to define the word woman in a climactic moment in which Walsh speaks at a Virginia school board meeting about a policy that would, amongst other things, require teachers to refer to trans kids by their preferred pronouns and allow them to use bathrooms that align with their gender identity. He proclaims, with sober piano music in the background, that those policies are, quote, child abusers and predators. It ends with Walsh posing the question to his wife, who defines the term as an adult human female, and then hands him a pickle jar to open. Prior to What is a Woman, Walsh, 36, was a right-wing radio shock jock turned pundit known for advocating for a nationwide porn ban or arguing against abortion, even in the case of child rape. Though he's been hosting his multi-platform show on the Daily Wire since 2018, he lacked the star power of his boss, Ben Shapiro, who is one of the highest-ranking podcasts in the country. That changed with What is a Woman in early January 2022. A few months prior to the film's debut, Walsh had a little more than 767,000 followers. That's still a lot on Twitter. By January, he had reached 1.24 million. Over the past month alone, Walsh has gained more than 100,000 followers and now has over 2 million. The film did tremendous damage in terms of helping to amplify anti-trans ideology, making it mainstream and providing it to a bigger audience, says R.G. Cravens, senior research analysis at the Southern Poverty Law Center. It took advantage of the underlying transphobia that exists in the country. It also helped legitimize Walsh as a political authority, leading to an invitation for him to testify in front of the Tennessee House Committee regarding the bill banning gender-friendly care for minors, giving him an entree into places. It's difficult to qualify. And by the way, that part, that sucks. When you see Matt Walsh giving speeches at actually important, like, committee meetings and stuff, and he's just standing there, like, what exactly is your area of expertise, sir? None. It's like, oh, so you're not a doctor? No. Okay. Do your kids go to the school? No, they don't. All right. Are you trans yourself? Do you have a lived experience you want to talk about? Do you have a relative who's trans? I do not. I am not. Okay, so what are you bringing to the table here? I'm a concerned father. I never went to college. I don't know those fancy things, big words that you city folk use, but I do know one thing. You're all pedophiles and mutilators. Every one of you. But the impact the film had on Walsh's reach is undeniable. Walsh's content largely dominates a not discussion of LGBTQ+ issues, but political discourse in general on many social media platforms. According to Media Matters data shared with Rolling Stone, Walsh's Facebook page is one of the top 5 pages posting on trans-related issues this year. A list also includes the right-leaning Breitbart, Fox News, Young American Foundation, Walsh's boss, Ben Shapiro. In fact, 70% of all the interactions on Facebook related to trans issues come from right-leaning pages, as opposed to left-leaning pages, according to Media Matters data. Been saying this for a while. They're fucking obsessed. They're obsessed. I've had people ask me before, it's like, Lance, is it because you're queer that you focus a lot on, like, LGBTQ+ issues, especially lately? And my answer is usually like, well, I might be more open about being queer in order to, like, you know, give some more visibility and maybe hopefully make some more kids feel safe, because being bi is fucking awesome as fuck. But also, in addition to that, no, it's because I review and critique a lot of right-wing media, and they're obsessed. Like, they're so obsessed. It's like, it used to be you could go to someone's page, right? Like, let's take out Tim Pool, Timcast, the original page, not the IRL one. So if we go here, let's expand. For science. J.K. Rowling roast woke hospital trans issue. Obese women, not trans issue. Scientists create fake human embryos and chocolate experiment. Terrible ethical. I don't know where he's going with that one. White identitarian politics. LGBTQ+ issue. trans issue, pride issue, LGBTQ plus issue, companies and sponsorship, Bud Light, trans issue, Starbucks fired woman for being white identitarian politics issue, school kids revolt against pride, LGBTQ plus, trans issue, Trump arrest, American politics, right-wing politics, Biden arrested for Trump, political rival, right-wing politics, Starbucks cancels pride, leftists are furious, LGBTQ plus, trans issues, White House condemns trans activists, trans issues, San Francisco dead, Democrats killed, a mix of issues there, far left ramps up threats against Target, trans issues, LGBTQ plus issues. As you see, there is a pattern going on, and this isn't unique to Tim Pool. This is like, you go on the Quarterings page, you will see the same effect. You go on fucking all of these people, all of these right-wing pundits page, you will notice an overwhelming obsession with queer people. Yes, in that category, trans people certainly are the #1 obsession of all, but an obsession nonetheless with queer folk, LGBTQ plus issues, over and over and over. And you can say, well, it's pride right now. They're just, pushing back on the general, existence of others. But it's been like this for a while now. It's just like over and over. It's all the right wing's talking about, because like they have nothing else. They're not offering anything tangible to their people. They're not actually telling them the truth, reality of the world. They're not actually trying to wake up the populace and be like, who's really fucking you over? Who? Trans people. How? My boss isn't trans. Oh, who's fucking... My boss is kind of fucking me over. Yeah, a lot of the systems are fucking me over. I don't have adequate health care. That's fucking me over. Yeah, that all sucks. That's bad. Also, trans people, though, right? Like, when you really think about it, how are the trans people fucking me over? Well, they're invading your spaces, aren't they? Aren't they cis folk? I mean, did I just say the C word? Sorry, I meant to say, the CIS word, but at the end of the day, it's the naughty word now, but they're coming after you. You got to worry about this stuff. Why talk about the real world? Why actually expose everyone to the faults, the mass alienation under capitalism, the fact that there's mass exploitation, the fact that billionaires are becoming infinitely more powerful and they're securing their power and they're using it to destroy a lot of society and they don't give a fuck if we all burn? No. Jangle the keys. We're gonna make everyone big scared. The queers are coming. A video titled "Matt Walsh Stumps Trans Woman with One Simple Question" is amongst the 20 most interacted with political posts on Facebook this year, earning more than 20 million views and 620,000 interactions. Peddling transphobia seems to be immensely profitable for Walsh. In the past, he said that making $100,000 a month off YouTube ads, and Social Blade data is estimated his YouTube revenue to be $900,000 and $1.6 million per year. While YouTube demonetized his channel this spring, his full videos now appear on Twitter as well as behind a paywall on the Daily Wire. What is a Woman is a huge boon not just to Walsh but to the Daily Wire itself. Ari Drennan, the LGBTQ plus program director at Watchdog Media Matters, says the launch of What is a Woman marketed a watershed moment for the brand, with the company spending more than $5.4 million on its marketing budget on Facebook by shifting a lot of their resources to what they've been using to promote material for Ben Shapiro. So they moved from Ben Shapiro to the new. Yes, the mid-beard. It's your time. If we separate the tea from the alphabet soup, we'll have more success. To those who hear it on the right, tell it. Anti-trans rhetoric is anew. In a separate series of tweets not addressing to the Rolling Stone, Walsh has appeared to take umbrage to the suggestion that his interest in trans rights was born of opportunism. Screenshotting a 2015 piece he wrote in the conservative outlet The Blaze with a headline that read, "Caitlyn Jenner, a woman is an insult to women. Not only have I been talking about gender ideology for years, I've been arguing that it..." Oh. Hold on. I don't know what she goes to. Give me 1 second. He's barking at birds. I was like running over there. Like, what is going on, boy? Yeah, don't worry. I'm closing the door.
In fact,
for the time being, till you stop barking at birds. Okay, where was I? Oh, I guess we could play a little.
Now, last week, moving on, I think it was last week, I mentioned an email that we got from Rolling Stone where they were asking me for comment on a hit piece that they were getting ready to publish about me and some other conservatives, and I declined to participate in my own hit piece as much as I was, thankful for the offer. It was a very generous offer, but I declined to participate. I did say that I would give them a comment if the Rolling Stone could first define the word woman. So that was the deal that I offered. Define the word woman, I'll give you a comment. They elected not to do that. The hit piece has finally been released, and I have to say, of all the hit pieces that have been published, this one has to be my favorite. Like, this is great. So I'm going to read a little bit of this. A few minutes into the documentary, What is a Woman? Matt Walsh has seen...
We already read that part.
But then it says this, which is true. That changed, however, with What is a Woman? In early January 2022, a few months prior to the film's debut, Walsh had a little
What happened to his hair? I don't know. He is selling that weird ass like sweet baby cream wax or whatever. So I don't know if that's like part of the routine. It's all weird and fucked up. He sells these like weird diaper fetish dolls of himself on the actual Daily Wire website. They have yet to comment on that too, by the way. Shit that like, again, if you replaced what they're doing with like fucking Sam Cedar or anyone on the left, you would never hear the fucking end of it. If it's like, oh yeah, Sam Cedar is selling dolls of himself as a child in a diaper, and he's specifically selling them for kids to hold. Like, you think Matt Walsh would be silent on that?
More than 760.
Wait, what dolls? Oh, allow me to show you new untold horrors. DailyWire.com. There it is. Look at this. Look at this shit. The Sweet Baby. The Sweet Baby gang asked for it, and it's finally here. When you click on it, you see this fucking atrocity. Crimes against humanity. Matt Walsh definitely wants you to buy this. The Sweet Baby plushie is the perfect statement piece for your home, for your kids to play with. Yep. So if you want to own the libs by buying Matt Walsh's diaper fetish dolls.
7,000 followers on Twitter. By January 2023, he had reached 1.24 million. Over the past month alone, Walsh has gained more than 100,000 followers. He now has over 2 million.
It is absolutely
The film did
horrifying.
tremendous damage in terms of helping to, quote, amplify anti-trans ideology, making it mainstream, providing it to a bigger audience, says R.G. Cravens, research analyst at the Southern Poverty Law Center. It took advantage of the underlying transphobia that exists in the country. It also helped legitimize Walsh as a political authority, leading to an invitation for him to
Yeah, we read all this.
please, media, don't make any more articles like this. It really hurts my feelings. It's clear that the left is giving up their morals and any.
It's an ad. Yeah, it's an ad. You can tell.
I'm throwing up the white flag. I surrender. Which is wrong because of this. Or the movie, presents this argument, and here's why it's wrong. And you think if you're going to write like a 5,000 word hit piece that maybe you'd make some time for that? In fact, that should be the headline. You should start with that.
Let's see where it gets, because this is a long article. Ollie London, for example, best known for making the rounds of the talk show circuit after receiving multiple plastic surgeries to resemble BTS member Jimin and launching a failed K-pop career on the back of a tabloid infamy. In the summer 2022, London made headlines for asserting that he was gender fluid and now living as a Korean woman and was planning to get plastic surgery to resemble Blackpink member Rosé. That fall, however, London announced that he was detransitioning, appearing on Tucker Carlson's now defunct Fox News, and has since, got a big old right-wing circuit there. London, talking about London. Since last June, however, around the same time, What Is a Woman premiered, her accounts have had a marked uptick in anti-LGBTQ+ content. On Instagram, her feed has gone from posts about abortion to posts about trans and LGBTQ+ people, amid her coverage of topics such as the LA Dodgers hosting a drag event, and Stuckey's viewership has grown. She's netted 100,000 additional YouTube subscribers in the past year, according to Social Blade data. Her Instagram following has similarly increased by 90,000 over the past year. In response to Rolling Stone's request for comment, Stuckey wrote on Twitter that the trend of conservatives increasingly discussing trans issues is a reaction to its increasing prominence in the mainstream, thanks to the relentless activism of the left, and not the other way around. No. We're talking about, like, what is it, under 2% of the population? Y'all are obsessed with trans people. I think, what is it, 0.8%? It's one of those things where it's like, trans people just want to exist. The scientific community is overwhelmingly in agreement on that both trans people exist, that gender affirming care can help alleviate the symptoms of gender dysphoria, that it is of benefit to patients to be able to undergo that. Right-wingers are now just starting to really turn up their whole, like, we've always hated the queers, but now we have a new entry point. We've always wanted to control women, but now we have a new way of expressing that. Yeah. Then on June 1st, Kat again uploaded another video on TikTok, filmed in front of her car, where she spoke candidly about months-long pivot to the right. Growing up, I always wanted to be friends with people who hated me, she said softly, just because I wanted to be seen as normal so bad. She said she still viewed herself as that 15-year-old who was constantly looking for validation, seeking acceptance from people who don't really care about me. She said that when she initially started getting attention from the right-wing pundits for her criticisms of child transitioning, it was intoxicating. But she was slowly starting to realize that people who eagerly reposted her takes didn't care about her, and the people that did care about me did want to support me, and they don't want to take me back. Since her return back to the left, Cadigan seems fairly ideologically adrift. She has deleted every TikTok video she made since March and posted a video that has since deleted, claiming that she was done talking about politics. I feel like there's no point in saying anything anymore, she posted on Twitter on June 7th. The internet just hates me. On June 12th, however, she seemed to have reversed her reversal. From this moment forward, I'm not on the left. I'm not on the right, she wrote. I'm not even going to call myself a centrist. I'm done with the labels. I'm done caring about what others think of me. Just, I guess, finding out what works the best, right?
Just dismantle the movie piece by piece, especially if you are acknowledging that it's influential, successful, very, according to them, quote.
Yes, Jesse Gender did that. And Jesse Gender not only did that, but actually got an official review to meet your specifications for this challenge on Rotten Tomatoes. She's an actual registered film critic, and she has a review of your film in detail, and it actually gets to link directly to her YouTube channel. So well done, Jesse Gender.
Damaging to their agenda, which it is. Then why not? Like, why hasn't Rolling Stone done that? You know, why haven't any of these corporate media outlets done it? Just put out the definitive takedown of what is a woman and bit by bit rip it to shreds. No one.
Like I said, Jesse Gender did that. What is a woman? Rotten Tomatoes. Here it is. Pretty cool. Very proud of her for this. A film made to sermonize to the already converted, those already primed to see the simple existence of trans people as worthy of laughter and contempt rather than curiosity or empathy, then hand them weapons in the form of lazy disinformation and hate. Well done, Jesse. Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form, available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
Thank you kindly to our Lord and Saviors Peyton L. Just and Xander Corvus. Without you, we are nothing. And now, a shout out to our Knights of the Square Table. Amazing Flesh, Anna Loves Riley, Adrian McCarthy, DM Rivera, Doug Cady, Everything Important, Hegbard Celine, Izzy Solidarity, La Media Panza, Matthew Scarborough, Multimondi, Nettle, Omni, Peanut Butter Blonde, Political Papi, Quiet 185, Rachel K, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Kubi, Cernicus, Spinach Monster, Stellar Vision, Sebastian Dimmel, Thomas, Trevbot EXE, Lucidry, Words Greenwood, Cheryl Alvarez, Tony Perkins, Thomas, O'Pecker, Travis McClinton, and Victoria Bell. Thank you so much. And a huge shout out to all the other people who make this entire show possible. Without you, it would not exist. If you can support us, please go to patreon.com/theserfs, and even $1 can help unlock all of the little goodies and help make this show entirely possible.